So part two, because accidentally I pressed a stop button as I let my kitty in. It's kind of warm outside, so I have to keep the door closed. So going back, um, it's just like I understand, but then I was have this rubber for I have the whole picture in here, but I don't able to express myself. And then that was the other things. I was just like always an observer. I don't able to communicate because how I grown up, so I never learned how to communicate. Even when I went to school, I was kind of never fit in. I was really by myself, you know. And there is other situation or circumstances also but contributed into it for I got really isolated. Really isolated. Um, like I know some parents told the kids, you cannot play with her. So, yeah, my communication skill, it was like, I don't know what to talk to people because I don't want to talk to about the weather. And so I make clear that I say, I don't want to hang with you for talk about the weather or something like so ordained, or I don't know what the word I should use. I always want to really talk about spiritual things because I just like was always feared for something literally pulling me. Physically, my back, I always feel this pull. And but I didn't know because I couldn't communicate. I don't able to put questions in order or confuse people. Actually, I put a question together, but usually it's they're confused. They didn't understand what I'm trying to say. So, like, yeah, it was just not. It was, but needed to learn or something, and then many times some beautiful souls, humans told me for I'm always so high, and I don't understand what this mean high, because I don't think them for like I think I'm above anyone. So I was not came from. I don't think so. I was coming from an ego way. Then I find it out, for the frequencies, the energies. And I say, oh, that's I see. Because I really see, that's what I was saying for in everything, trees and I mean, and it's been a long time ago before this. I don't like to use this word for new age because this is not new age. They create that for business reason, And I talked about some other video, and I don't want to go there because I want to talk about actually not even really myself, but just like I want to say for thank you for taking your time, and I'm here for teaching patience because you really have to focus on when I speak to understand for what I try to say. And it might not making sense because my beautiful earth angel, she told me, or somebody else, I don't know, somebody, but now many people commenting this, or new people who came to my life recently, here and there, because I'm not, we are there and still not isolation, but very solitary life I live. But I'm really grateful that it's beautiful. They told me, somebody tell me, I see in a field, I see fields, a whole, globes, or nothing lines. And then I say, oh, so that was a message long time ago. I was sitting and something told me you need to work in a ley line. And I didn't understand what is that. So that's it, for my frequency is really high. And so I'm looking at in different dimension, then to other dimension, but is working in lines. And so that's why my communication is different. And actually someone said to me also, so you need to come down. And I said, but I love being up there. I don't want to come down. And then yes, they told me I don't need to come down. And when you once up in a frequency, there is no really going back, And this when I'm struggling, because I don't want to sound like have an ego or something, because I don't like to how to say English, compare myself to others. But like the Bible or Buddha's teaching or any teaching say, any enlightenment being said, this path and a spiritual path, because they're talking spiritual path and no one talked about religion, is very narrow, is only one person. And when you're on it, then you really set your heart on it. It's gonna be very unique. So you cannot compare yourself to anyone. You cannot look at your friend or your family path, because even is your family, even is your husband or wife or your children, we don't know their life at all. We know even a surface, even for my son, I only know the surface. Even we lived together for so long. I raised him, really all my life by myself, And I'm grateful because his father supported for what he needed, because I like having a simple life. But anyway, I'm not in his head. So that's why we always in our head. And what we see external for what's going on is very, very little. And then even when he was with me for the first 7 years, he still is his head. I don't read his mind, and that's first of all, that's against for a universal law. It's a free will. If somebody didn't give you a okay for, I want you get into me, tune into me, because that's how telepathy works. When you have these senses, when we have this high frequency, you're able to tune in, like how you have a walkie-talkie with many people because you set up a walkie-talkie. You can do the same thing with this human beautiful body. This body is a most beautiful and precious things. And that's I want to talk about actually, because that's what's happened to me. Not happened to me, but like come to me. So I can put them in words now, you know, because I didn't get how to say how I grown up. So didn't know any spiritual awareness. So I just be always me, you know. And then of course I was not a bad child, so I didn't do bad things. But like I have brothers, and the boys who when I grown up, neighbors, it was boys. So I was very a tomboy. So I didn't act like a girl, and my father was not home, and it was a communist country. So it's just a total different culture. It's very, if you don't live there, you cannot imagine, you know. That's what I'm saying. That's why I never rehashed and never talk about, because that's the things. The past is a past, is dead. Why we carrying with us? And so that's what came to me. Actually, I received this beautiful book for over a year ago from my son for Mother's Day. And then after that, a beautiful domino effect happened. I mean, it was magical. I mean, I know the divine, every step just leading me. So I followed, you know, and then I often take out the book, and it's just a lot of picture in it, and it's a black and white picture. Is a very known photograph for take pictures when he went to Bhutan. And when I hold that book, I already, very first time when my son gave it to me, and I just hold them. I just hold it to my heart. I don't know why, but I have to hold them. And I already start. And now, even just thinking, I start, my heart. It's like a different kind of, it's not a sadness and not a joyful, it's something different I experienced before in different circumstances. Anyway, so, but when I opened the book and I want to read it, and there's only one page, I have some, the photographer write something about for how he was feeling and things for his experience there. And after one sentence, I was crying for half hour. So it took me a little while, and I didn't even know the pictures was black and white till later on when I showed it to someone, because I see them in colors. It was just the most beautiful experience, and I have this book out because I just love to, and I see it now too. But so going back, so I was watching the book and other kind of artwork. You know, I love art and all beautiful spiritual, religions that have beautiful and most amazing artwork. And I always love to paint, and even my pottery is colorful, and I just like them, make them different than most pottery makers. You know, we are all different, we all expressing, and that's our personality come out when we making something, and that's when we express our personality. Otherwise, with other people, we need to just be open-minded and not having our grasping to things have to be this way or that way. But going back to the beautiful artworks, I start going and looking more books and more books. And especially with Hinduism and Buddhism, the artwork and how many different deities have, and it's just amazing. I mean, I have to take out magnify in classes to see, because some picture, when you're getting a small print, you need something to able to see a detail and things. And I really start going to look at, and that's when it really done to me for their beautiful creator. We only have one. And actually, so I know this before. Let's go back, because you see, I see everything in the whole field, everything connecting. So I need to find the lines so other people can connect to it. So every religion, actually, if you see, there is also that only one God, only one creator. There is no other gods, no other gods. They only worship one God. So there is only one, but they're all different religions just give different name for the one God. So and actually in Buddhism, they didn't even have, we are, we are an enlightenment being, but we just didn't realize yet. So over there don't even really have God, just an enlightenment person telling or guiding, trying to guide us what to do and how we find our own divine self, really. And that's what actually Christ said too, for the kingdom of God is in you. So God is, the spark is in us. But so I don't want to lose track of my thoughts, so I stay in line, because that's very challenging for me. If my angel is here, my dear angel, I always tell her, let's do a podcast, because then she's able to translate what I mean, because she's get it after I explain very quickly. But anyway, the things is, so have all these deities, and actually in Buddha's teaching, that tell us that is not gods, it's just like representing a different how I say personality. Like I'm a mother, I was a wife, I am a daughter, I'm a friend, I'm a stranger, I'm an artist. So I have many different personality. It's just which moment what I'm using, and same what is benefiting me and other people, and that's a key. And so that's why these deities and even Christianity, that is Archangel Michael and Gabriel and Uriel. I have all those beautiful angels, but all of them do different things, different protection, healing, and guiding us, And you call them up what you need, that moment, and connect. And that's when you go inward. And then that's when you go into receive for a guidance, and then you know what you need to do or what not to do not to do, and what you should do or we should do, actually, because it's not just you, it's me too, because I'm in this human body. I didn't ascend yet, you know. And so that's what was coming to me for when have in our life unique lessons what we not prefer coming to our life. That's coming from God, which is because how a divine in us, you know, every single being. And so sometimes we need a different kind of lessons or shake up or whatever you like to call, for have our attention for go inward and see what I didn't do or what I did, but didn't supporting all beings, including ourselves, because that's a universal law. We cannot only do selfish things at all. We have to work together in unity. And then so I was have some issue at the house, and some service person have to come here, and it was very nice. And you know, he was talking about his girlfriend, and you know, it was so nice. And like he was asking a lot of questions, and then later on, you know, a girlfriend also, a very nice person. So I don't want to go into the you know, I don't, because it's privacy, you know. So a long story short is he said, wow, I didn't hear for somebody have this kind of view, and it's resonating with them so much. And so they asked me for where I can listen me. I say, oh, I'm not a teacher or anything like that, but I say sometimes I do YouTube and you can listen, or I don't know, or anyway, I don't want to go there because I want to go back to the point of for this artwork and how we have all these different personality in different situations. We need to use them for a highest good and the highest best for all beings, you know. And then if you see in any religion that have the very present looking one, and there is have the other one who they're not really the pleasant one, you know. And I remember when I was in going to more regularly only just a Buddhist place, because that's I got to introduce first, and I got so drawn into, you know, because this was like a kids in a candy store. And that have a wheel of life, you know, the samsara for suffering and things, but I don't really look at that way. Special more and more I looking at with a different view for myself, but I love to share it with others who are interested. And anyway, so there is a Mara, there is a deity who holding the a wheel, and my favorite artwork, you know. And I just always think them for he's so cute. And one day I was watching it as on my wall, and I'm standing in front of it, and I just watching, because to me it's just almost like a teddy bear. I just want to hold him and hug him, and I'm looking at his feet. And you know, his feet, how on a painting is so like a baby feet. It's just so soft and cushy and like so gentle. I mean, if I touch them, I really feel that like a baby who's like, in good, like at 7, like I'm saying my son because he was like 6 months old and 21 pounds. I mean, he was just like amazing, and it was like little. I don't even know the word for it. It's like just so ready for being this human life and come heal and do what he came for, radiate his love and light. And I always said, because I'm so blessed, and many people know because I always talk about, and he don't like it when I put him in pedestal, that's other story. But I always said, the living Buddha is with me. He manifested. He's my living Buddha. He came here. I always said, when a student ready, that was me, the teacher appeared. And my teacher was my son. And so I'm going back to the teacher, and I start really studying, not really the real, what's going on for how we born, and then we go through life, and then we die, and then we start again. I was not really focusing on that much because like, we know it's happening, I was really focusing on that beautiful entity or deity or how you prefer for calling Mara, And even the fangs and the claws and everything. I was just thought, see, so good. And then so when I went back to the place and I say some comment, I know I got some strange look for, I have this feeling towards Suel for how much I love him. But you know what? Because it's my teacher. It's my most precious teacher because he's showing me. It just happened for he put on that kind of persona to, wake me up, to open up your mind and see, and then see and learn, and then later, it's a very, very good Buddha's said for, it's just like, I'm a mother, and many mother and father out there that really understand this. When you are parents, you really understand that. You love your child so much, but when you see your child going to the outlet or somewhere is danger, and you don't able to go there that quickly for grab your child, you yell. And so when you yell, you're not all lovey and sweet voice. You have a different voice, different face expression, yes? Because you need that moment for your child stop, whatever. Because that moment is enough for you for jump there and stop what's happening. And you see how the divine or God doing for us, for every single person, is a manifestation for divine, the God. And so when something happened to us, is a divine acting out for us for stop and see what you do or what not you doing on a proper way because it's not benefiting others. And that's why I'm heartbroken because I love someone, I love everybody so much, and I don't know how I help them. And I know I'm not here for help everyone, but sometimes I feel I am a mother for everyone. And I don't want to do mistakes, and I do it. So I try to warn them. I'm trying to warn them for just stop a second and go inward and sit down with yourself. And I know it's hard. And a lot of people don't want to face it because I've been there. It's very challenging when you have to face for what you did or even what I didn't do, for not being there more for my grandmother. Or like I take her cigarette boxes because she was smoking and I didn't smoke, I didn't drink alcohol, and I take them away and broke them and I flushed them down the toilet and throw them out. And then I know she was upset, and then she had to get up and then walk down, and she was not feeling well for getting her cigarette. And I have to say these things because it seems like little things is not important, but let me tell you, your soul feel it. Because I should just sit down over there and think and maybe acted for something differently, because I don't know what I was thinking. Even now, I didn't know why I did. I mean, I know in my point of view, it was very unhealthy for her, for smoking, it didn't support. But on the other hand, there is people who chain smoke and live 90 years, never have any lung problems. So you see, we cannot. We don't know. Nobody's life, special, past life, and that's other things. Many people don't even believe in reincarnation. And that's the things, we don't need to hang on that for reincarnation. We need to cherish for we have this precious life and have this opportunity. For now, I able to sit and take a moment and not getting upset, because understanding for the divine guiding me. Even I don't like it because I created some other kind of fantasy, But then I got this obstacle, and this obstacle came for teaching me, being wiser, or being more compassionate, or being more quiet, or patient. But for two, and those are universal law, because that's what we need to really follow. The universal law for being honest, being loyal, compassionate, patient, loving, radiating out our harmony, because when you have this inward, that's when you gonna create around you. And so that's the other part come to me after these deities, for they're all of them actually, they're magical and beautiful and loving towards to us, but then also come to me for we need to create our inner temple, for have this harmony, all these beautiful qualities, what all these deities and angels and beautiful spirit have. And that's when everything going to be around us. And then if you go anywhere in the world and you go into these temples and these beautiful architectural places, and you see how beautiful and magnificent and the colors so rich and things, and I say, wow, back then, thousands of years ago, they already know for they created this environment, they surrounded their environment with their beautiful things, because that's helped them for when they go inward, visualize this, visualizing that, thinking of those beautiful things, and that's going to manifest outward. And so lately, very strangely, in a few people, like, I have bicycles, but I don't bicycle, and people are saying, "Oh, are you bicycle?" I say, I was bicycling, but I stopped bicycling because when I bicycled, and it was a beautiful trail, and it was going across a beautiful park, beautiful. But, when a park ended, some big company buy the land, and they tore everything down. And then now something there, and actually I was going over there halfway when this process going and taking videos and things, and so many things just didn't make sense to me, and I was talking in a video. I never post them out, but I still have them. And I stopped going because I didn't able to rejuvenate there, because the nature got destroyed. And we are, most people just complaining about, but nobody doing anything, And I don't want to be going to a unbalanced energy here. But what we surrounding right now ourselves is not that magnificent and beautiful. So it's very take much more energy and work for creating our inner temple to manifest what's going outward. And so how we are inward, and unfortunately, and this is a fact, and you can see for most souls how they live a life very unbalanced, very they're living their life in a lower frequency. So that's manifesting all over in Mother Earth. And so we need to, each of us, change our inner frequency, and when you start changing, then the other going to change too. It gonna change too. Is going to happen naturally with not much effort. Now I know a lot of people are struggling because when you don't have this beautiful temple harmony inside of you, you only understand things, something for intellectual is not enough to make manifest to external. They have to be in align and in harmony to really come to manifestation, because the manifestation is really coming from our heart. So, I don't like to go to financial territory because I'm not really good. I'm just learning. That's one of those challenge I'm learning right now, going through, and it's really need to understand and see how working, because that financial law is not a universal law what a man created in this dimension on earth. But some people manifest those, but because but that didn't come from a pure heart. So there manifests so much external material things, but at the same time actually manifesting in the other side so much difficulty in life, so much trouble, unbalanced energy, So their life, if people saying, oh, they have so much money, but they didn't see the other side for, okay, they have that money, but they have so much other responsibility. But I don't think so. I don't want to have that much responsibility for so many people and never have a private moment, and I cannot enjoy my home to go home because somebody always following or calling me. I have to have a bodyguard or something because I don't feel safe. So, that's not really a universal law. So, yes, God or a divine, give us everything what we need, but we need to use our wisdom. So we need to use our good fortune for benefiting others, not just ourselves, not just hoarding to ourselves, and then really gonna have a much more peaceful life, to able to find your spiritual path, because actually that's the most important things, that's a key, for we came here to being in unity with all in all. And so I hope I was not speeding up sometime, because I'm trying to find my balance also, and that's why it's my practice, these videos, for I have to start somewhere. So I want to make a little sound here just for tune into. Even I thought I'm not doing this time meditation, but some other time maybe, because I feel like I want to say these things out loud, so this can be a manifestation, because I feel from my heart for it's really beautiful and really simple when we stay with the universal law, they make our life easier, and we need to work in harmony with each other, and I'm sure there's going to be a long video, because I have other video and this is a second part and it's got long. So I am so grateful if you really able to listen all the way to the end. I sending to my love and light, and thank you so much. I really, really love you. Bye.